Hi, my name is Dr. Jeanette DeWitt, and I am a doctor of physical therapy, but I am also a homeschooling parent. And I wanted to give my 1 year testimony about study.com. I have two daughters, and their ages are 14 and 12. So they're utilizing the homeschool curriculum for sixth grade and for eighth grade. This was our first year using study.com. And before using study.com, we were part of an online academy. And let me just say that was a bit of a nightmare for us. And nothing against that program. I think it was a really, really good program, but it did not fit well for our family. So I was really searching for something that would allow for more flexibility and would allow for more convenience, as well as still be a very high quality program. And that's when I came across study.com in July of 2022. So it is May of 2023, and both of my daughters have just completed all of their classes or coursework in study.com for the sixth grade homeschool curriculum and the eighth grade homeschool curriculum. What a difference a year has made. First of all, the classes were wonderful. They were self paced. The videos were easy to understand. My daughters enjoyed the videos. They enjoyed doing the worksheets and having the written transcription of the video alongside as they could follow along. Then they could do the fill in the blank worksheet. Then what we also did is because the worksheet allowed for bold keywords or bold concepts, we had my husband and we had our students, our daughters, go ahead and take those vocabulary and those key concepts and put them into something called Study Stack, which would create digital flashcards. They could utilize those flashcards along with the worksheet in preparation to take their quizzes. They would print out their quiz and then do the quiz and then put that online. The reason we had them do both the printout and the quiz online, we did want kind of a hybrid of online and offline material, so they weren't completely online all day. We also felt that that was a good use of practice and taking a quiz in that manner, and they could just kind of use that without having to scroll. So, but in order for them to be able to have the automatic grading in study.com, they had to actually put the answers into study.com digitally. So they did that. And then what we really liked too is that they were able to use their digital flashcards that they made themselves. And then they were able to utilize their worksheets by keeping track of them in a binder along with those printed quizzes so that they could study for their chapter tests. And that was very, very helpful having that organization. That worked great for all of their classes. We did utilize all of the homeschool curriculum. So they had their history, they had their language arts, they had their science. We they also had their math, and then we also chose a Spanish as an elective for them, and we chose a health education or a physical education for their health credit that we are required to have for our state with homeschooling. Now, what I really liked is that the resources that were available to parents. For example, in the language arts section, at the very end of the lessons, there were discussion topics for the books that they were required to read as part of the program. So I'll just use the sixth grade curriculum as an example. So my daughter, who's in sixth grade, she was required to read Matilda and James and the Giant Peach. And then the study questions that study.com provided for the parents allowed for discussion questions that you could utilize to reinforce vocabulary. You could use them to reinforce writing skills or creative thinking. So that was a great resource that we were able to use as parents to test the knowledge as well as work with writing skills and language arts. really all of the classes had different questions and discussion questions, and there were other resources available to the parents so that we could guide them and walk alongside their educational journey as home-based parents or home-based education parents. So, if you are looking for a curriculum that really does it all and takes a lot of the pressure off of you as a parent, I highly recommend the study.com curriculum. We are definitely going to stick with study.com for our next year as we look at the different programs available. I know my youngest daughter, she will move right into the seventh grade homeschool curriculum, and that's going to feed off of what she learned in the sixth grade. My oldest daughter, who will be entering ninth grade, is actually going to do the college accelerator program and start to work towards her bachelor's degree in computer science cybersecurity by us choosing a partner school with Excelsior College to fulfill those degree requirements. And then she can actually work on getting her bachelor's degree at the same time she's meeting her homeschool curriculum requirements for our state. So I just wanted to give a little testimony to, or a testimonial to study.com, because we had a rough first 2 years of homeschool utilizing a different online academy. We decided to move to the study.com curriculum, and it was much more flexible. It was much more user friendly. And more importantly, I felt that my daughters learned. They weren't trying to rush through the material and finish on time. It was a very nice, even pace. We did start with 2 classes at the end of July last year, and then we added the remaining classes at the end of August. And what was nice is that we were able to set up on their calendar that we wanted them to finish by May 25th. And when once you enter in the calendar date of when you want to finish, study.com then actually organizes the whole curriculum on what your student needs to do each week to stay on track to finish on time. And that was a beautiful thing, because I didn't have to count back the weeks. I didn't have to count the curriculum. I could just plug in the date, and study.com did all the work. In addition, we received progress reports each week, and it told us if our students were on time, on track, on behind, or even ahead. And that let us know that if we want to do field trips, if we want to take a vacation, if it was a holiday, or maybe they just weren't feeling well that day, we could take off from school and still know exactly where we were in the curriculum. I hope that you find this review helpful. I feel like study.com filled in a lot of the gaps that we were looking for. I'm a working parent. My husband is a working parent. Our daughters are independent. We do work from home most of the time. And in fact, this upcoming year, I'll be working from home full time. But because of the flexibility that study.com provided, we were able to stay on track as a family, have some fun with learning again, and also make sure that we meet all the requirements that we needed to for the homeschool curriculum with our state. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the feed. I'm happy to answer. Also, make sure that if you are interested in signing up for study.com, that you go ahead and use the coupon code that I provide, or the coupon link that I provide in the description below. Thank you so much.